welcome back to Game Galaxy, and today we're talking about the time-traveling murder mystery adventure PS2 game Shadow of Destiny, developed and published by Konami in 2001. Everywhere else this game is called Shadow of Memories, but here in North America it's called Shadow of Destiny, and I actually prefer this title and think it's cooler, but I love this game. It's absolutely up my alley. This is another one of these interactive film-type games where your decisions directly affect the outcome of the game, and this game has multiple endings. This story is a unique premise set against a fictional German town called Lebensbaum, and begins with the main character Ike Kusch being murdered just after leaving a diner. I bought this game back in 2002 simply by being drawn in by the title, box art, and the name of Konami, but after seeing this intro I was definitely in and intrigued. When you come to, you realize you're in a weird purgatory type of place where a disembodied voice explains to you that you are indeed dead and explains that you're destined to die. But if you can somehow alter that from happening, it will offer some power to you. Initially, Ike refuses as he thinks he's in a dialogue with the devil. The voice finds this amusing and says it has no interest in your soul and its only agenda is that you indeed survive. After some time, Ike agrees and asks for help. The voice explains that your destiny is a powerful force, and even if you avoid death once, it will come again in some other form. You have to find the underlying source of what is trying to kill you so that you can put an end to it. The voice then bestows to you time-traveling powers in the form of a device called the Digipad. This isn't a normal time machine where you're free to go anywhere you choose. It can only travel to time periods that have a specific connection to Ike. During the game, you'll be prompted by the pad when you might need to jump to another time period. You travel through 4 different time periods, all within the same town. Present day 2001, 1979 and 1980, 1902, and 1580. It's very interesting to see the town change over different time periods. Each period has its own different color palette, which give them all a unique feel. This game has a lot of cutscenes. In fact, it's primarily composed of cutscenes, with your decisions changing how the story will progress. This may turn off some, but as you know, I love these kind of games, especially when it has such an intriguing story such as this. The amount of times you die in this game and wake up in purgatory becomes sort of amusing, with the voice berating you each time. In fact, practically every chapter will begin with Ike being murdered a different way. The more you time travel and change events in the past which will affect the future, the more Ike begins to understand the tricky process of time travel and how to avoid death. The further you get in this game, your head might start to hurt when you're trying to fully understand the story, because this has the time travel conundrum where it's essentially an endless loop of events for things to take place, and that's always mind-boggling to think about in time-traveling stories, that it really all is an endless loop. Dana, a waitress from the diner from the beginning of the game, brings you a mysterious red stone that she assumed you left behind. Ike says that it's not his, but instead begins to flirt with Dana.
I may not look it, but I'm pretty good with my hands.
You accidentally end up transporting Dana with you back to the 1500s, so that's a problem you'll have to deal with. There are also some fun moments where you use a lighter to strike fear into the townspeople of the 1500s.
Lord Almighty!
Fire from his hand!
Eventually you come face to face with the disembodied voice, and he introduces himself as Homunculus. He reiterates that if you do not survive, it would not be good for him. He instructs you that you will see the red stone that Dana had again, and that you need to give it to someone called Dr. Wagner in the past. Dr. Wagner is an apothecary and alchemist, and the more Ike researches the mythos of alchemy, the more he learns what Homunculus is, and that the mysterious red stone is the Philosopher's Stone. These are all familiar terms with those who know the mythology of alchemy or are familiar with Full Metal Alchemist. When you time travel, you have to be aware that the time in the present is always moving, so you need to accomplish your task before the next fated hour arrives, otherwise the future you dies, which then obliterates you. You also have to make sure you don't run into yourself in the same timeline. The deeper you get in this adventure, the more you see how the people of this town are connected, and more is revealed the closer you get to revealing who is trying to kill you and what makes Ike so special. If you like heavy narratives and don't mind the interactive film approach to video games, I can't recommend this enough. You can get it on PC, PS2, and PSP. I actually originally played this game on PC back in the day. However, I don't think you can grab it from any of the digital stores like Steam and Good Old Games, but you can grab the PC copy, PS2, or PSP from Amazon or any other online retailer like that, but I know I saw it on Amazon. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care.